Welcome to Easy to Love Yoga with Shanna. I'm so glad you've joined me today. Please support my channel and subscribe and share with your friends and family. So our chair yoga class today is going to use a yoga strap, so please have a yoga strap or a men's necktie handy. Let's come seated forward in our chair so our glutes are on the chair, our hamstrings are off the chair, allowing us to have that 90-degree bend at the knees, feet flat on the floor, rolling the shoulders back and down, relaxing the shoulders, placing the hands where they land comfortably on your legs, closing your eyes and taking a moment to notice your breath. Notice if you're breathing deeply, allowing the chest to rise and then the belly to rise on the inhale, and the belly to fall, and then the chest to fall on an exhale. Let's notice our breath for the next 3 rounds of breath. Let's begin a scan of our body, starting at the crown of our head, working down to our toes. Noticing any areas we need to be mindful of as we move through this practice today. It could be an old or new injury that may crop up. And please remember, if a pose doesn't feel right or it's uncomfortable, please don't do it. Always keep yourself safe. Completing the scan of our body, moving on to our breath practice of 4 square breathing. Starting with an inhale through the nose at 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain your breath. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the nose. 4, 3, 2, 1. Retain the emptiness. 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhale, relaxing the shoulders. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Inhaling, notice your posture. Retain. Exhale. Retain. Returning now to your regular breath, and just notice the belly rising on the inhale, breathing deeply. Let's keep our eyes closed here for another moment and lower one ear towards the shoulder, gently stretching out the opposite side of the neck. One more breath here. Returning to center, and this time lowering to the other side, stretching the opposite side of the neck. Returning the head to center, and this time lifting the chin high as if you're gazing up at the ceiling, stretching the front of the neck. One more breath. Returning to center and drawing the chin into the chest, stretching the back of the neck. One more breath here, returning to center and opening your eyes. Let's roll our shoulders to the back of the room. One more roll, and then changing directions, rolling to the front of the room. Just notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders today. One more roll forward, and then we'll begin with the wrists, rolling out the wrists, keeping them healthy. Spend a lot of time on our computers and our phones. Let's roll the other way. Let's make a stop sign with one hand and bring gentle pressure to the fingers just until we feel the sensation of the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. In this class, we're always stopping at that first sensation of the stretch to stay safe. One more breath here. Relax the hand and lower the fingers, and once again, gentle pressure, this time feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist. One more breath, and let's change hands, making that stop sign, gentle pressure to the fingers, feeling the stretch in the lower part of the wrist. If you have any sort of repetitive job, these are the perfect stretches to do to keep your wrists healthy throughout the day. Just stop, take a moment here and there and do a couple of these stretches. One more breath. And let's lower the fingers and once again, gentle pressure, feeling the stretch along the top of the wrist. These are the extensors and flexors of the wrist that we were stretching. One more breath here. And let's roll in one direction and roll the other way. Beautiful. Now let's bring our hands together at heart center. We're going to lower our fingers forward, pressing the hands firmly against each other. Let's lift the elbows here. Pressing the hands and fingers together. Let's come back to center. And now let's bring those fingers towards the body, still pressing the palms of the hands and the fingers together. Coming back to center and fingers come forward. Coming back to center and now fingers towards the body. Coming back to center. Now we're going to relax one hand and put gentle pressure with the other hand onto that hand just until you feel a nice stretch in the wrist. Coming back to center. And now the same thing in the opposite direction, relaxing the hand that's being pressed upon. Remember stopping at that sensation of the stretch. Coming back to center and once more in the opposite direction. Back to center and last time. And coming back to center, just hands, shake it out. Beautiful. Let's bring our hands down by our side. We're going to lift one hand up high, really stretch and reach as if you're trying to touch the ceiling with the fingertips. One more breath here. And let's lower that hand and bring the other hand overhead. Once again, stretch and reach as if you're trying to touch the ceiling. One more breath here. And let's add some nice flowing movement, bringing one hand up overhead, tiny side bend, and alternating from side to side. As soon as you're looking up through the fingers at the ceiling, changing sides, and just adding a tiny side bend. It's not a big movement. And deepen that side bend just a little bit, slowing down the movement. And this time, taking that side bend as deep as you can and changing sides. Once more to each side, nice deep side bends. And again. Beautiful, and allow the hands to come down by your side. Now still sitting nice and tall in the chair, make sure that strap's not too close to the neck. We're going to start with our palms facing each other in front of the body. We're going to travel with one hand following with our gaze. So taking that hand back as you exhale, follow with your gaze. Inhale, draw the hand forward. Exhale, the opposite hand travels. Inhale, drawing it forward. Exhale, change. Inhale, forward. Exhale, change. Inhale, forward. Now we're going to bend the elbows and we're going to follow the elbow as it touches the back of the chair. So exhale, elbow touches the chair. Inhale, forward. Exhale, elbow touch. Inhale, forward. Exhale and touch. Inhale, forward. Last time. Exhale, touch. Inhale, forward. Let's lower our hands down to our legs. We're going to take one hand on the opposite knee and bring the other hand behind you on the chair, sitting nice and tall. Let's exhale and twist and look over one shoulder, holding here for 8 rounds of breath. Notice the muscles resisting in this pose, and just keep breathing deeply and notice when those muscles begin to relax. How many breaths does it take for the muscles to begin to relax? Just notice. One more breath here. Gently unwind, coming back to our starting position, and now let's do the opposite side. Hand to opposite knee, other hand behind you in the chair, sit tall, exhale and twist. And once again, 8 rounds of breath holding here and noticing what breath count you get to when you notice the muscles beginning to relax. One more breath here. Let's slowly unwind and come forward once again. So it's just interesting to note one twist versus the other side. How many breaths did it take you before you noticed the muscles beginning to relax? Perhaps you noticed on breath number 6 on this side, but on breath number 4 on this side. It's just interesting to note. Sometimes we have an area of our body that's a little tighter than another. It's just interesting to make note of some of those things as we go through our practice. Let's start with our hands out by the side. We're going to start with small circles, moving them in a forward direction, making them bigger as we go. And then looking for your range of motion, whatever that is today. And then shrinking those circles down, tightening the circle, and now changing direction. So now that circle's going towards the back of the room, making it bigger, and finding your range of motion, whatever that is today. And shrinking that circle down again. And making it tighter. And let's lower the hands. Let's shrug as we inhale. Exhale, relax the shoulders. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, relax. Shrug, inhale. Exhale, relax. Just notice if you're holding any tension in the shoulders. So we're going to take our feet and we're going to take them out on a slight angle. We're going to take our hands and we're going to bring our hands all the way down to our ankles. And as we lower towards our ankles, thinking about allowing the back to soften from the low back right up to your neck and shoulders, and soften and round as we lower down. We continue to breathe, relaxing the low back, relaxing the mid back, relaxing the upper back, relax your shoulders, relax your neck. And now relaxing your head and allowing the crown of your head to shine down towards the mat. Just holding here and continue to breathe. As we're in this modified forward fold, looking for that nice stretch in the back side of the body. Breathing deeply, giving those muscles a chance to release. One more breath like this. And then we're just going to change the arms. We're going to take our hands and grab our elbows. And it's going to feel like we're being pulled closer to our mat by gravity now. Still relaxing. One more breath. Hands back to our feet. And let's have the hands slowly glide up the legs as we rise up vertebrae by vertebrae. Beautiful. Let's bring our feet once again in front of the chair so we have that 90-degree bend at the legs. We're going to take the strap and we're going to bring it around the sole of one foot. We're going to have both ends of the strap into the same hand so our opposite hand can grab the chair and help with our posture. So still seated forward in your chair, just on your glutes, not using your backrest. Let's flex the foot and pick it up, making sure we have a micro bend at the knee all the time. Now let's take it out to the side for our inner thigh and groin stretch, and you're going to feel the quad also working here, holding your leg up against gravity. Sitting nice and tall, thinking about breathing deeply. One more breath, and let's travel with the leg, bringing it forward and out to the side, to the front and side, front, side, once more to the front, and this time holding at the side, using the strap, just pulsing with the leg. 2 more. And pause. Now let's draw that foot forward, grab that strap halfway, and bring that foot across the opposite knee. Now remember, if your hips are really tight, the foot on the floor can go more forward, or you can keep it at 90 degrees. Keeping your foot flexed to protect the bent knee, let's exhale and lower towards our legs. You're going to feel a nice stretch in the hips. It shouldn't be painful. If it's painful, just rise up from the pose. So remember, always stopping at that sensation of the stretch. Continue to breathe deeply. Now let's do 4 more rounds of breath and lower closer to the legs if you can. If you can't, that's okay too. Remember, you just need to be willing to try. Yoga is a practice. The more we practice, the more we'll find some of these poses will come more easily to us. Last breath here. Let's slowly rise up. Strap in both hands. Let's place that foot on the floor and bring that strap up behind the knee. I want you to twist that strap right up against the leg and hold the excess just so it's not banging around. We're going to use our free hand once again to hold the chair, so think about posture now. Flex your foot, and we're going to do an external rotation using the strap to just help control the movement of the leg. Two more. Now we're going to pause, and now we're going to rotate internally. Two more. Beautiful, and let's set that foot down, take that strap away, and we're going to put it on the sole of the opposite foot. So once again, both ends of the strap into the same hand, so your free hand can grab the chair. Think about posture here. Flexing your foot in the strap, keeping a slight bend at the knee. Let's take it out to the side for our inner thigh and groin stretch. Check your knee, make sure there's that micro bend. So a lot to think about. Two more breaths here. And let's travel with the leg, bringing it forward to the side. Forward, side, two more. Forward, side, last time forward. Holding at the side and add a pulse. Two more. Pausing, drawing that foot forward, grabbing that strap halfway and bringing the foot across the opposite knee, keeping the foot flexed in the strap. Let's exhale and lower towards the legs, feeling the nice stretch in the hip. And just notice, is this side a little tighter than the other side, or is this side a little looser? It's just interesting to notice these things. Still breathing deeply. Now 4 more rounds of breath. Let's lower closer to the legs. See if we can intensify the stretch just a little bit. Still, there should be no pain here. One more breath. And let's slowly rise up. Strap into both hands. Let's bring that foot down to the floor and bring that strap up behind the knee. Again, twist that strap right at the knee. Bring the excess into your hands so it's not clinking around. Let's flex the foot, sit nice and tall. Free hand grabs your chair, helps with posture, and we're going to externally rotate. Let's do 2 more. And pause, and now internally rotate. Two more. Beautiful. Let's set that foot down. Let's take that strap away. We'll set the strap aside, just lay it on the ground. We're going to hold the chair with both hands. Let's pick up one ankle. We're going to roll the ankle in one direction. And I want you, as you do this exercise, just to notice if you have any restrictions in one direction or the other, and rolling the other way, or if there's any restrictions, difference between your right foot and your left foot. Let's change that to a point and a flex. Point, flex, point, flex. We'll do that once more. Point and flex. Let's set that foot down. Pick up the opposite foot, rolling out the ankle. And again, just noticing, what's your range of motion here? Rolling the other way. And let's turn that into a point and a flex. A point and a flex. 2 more. Point, flex, point, and flex. And set that foot down. Now we're going to take our hands to our hips. I'm just going to make some nice circles with the hips, rolling in one direction, making sure you're making a nice circular shape. Once more. And let's pause at center, and let's make that nice circle in the opposite direction. And again, notice, was it easier in the first direction than it is in this? Just take note. One more circle. Beautiful, and coming back to center. Now we're going to start with our hands down by our side for a few rounds of cow and cat breath for some movement into the spine. So inhale, bringing those arms up, looking up into cow. And then exhale, lower the arms, arch the back towards the back of the chair for cat. So inhale and looking up for cow. Exhaling and arching for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. And this time when we inhale to cow, we're going to come off the chair into a standing chair pose. So inhale to cow into a standing chair. Exhale to cat seated. Inhale to cow and rise. Exhale to cat and sit. Inhale to cow and rise. Exhale to cat and sit. One more time. Inhale to cow and rise. Exhale to cat and sit. And coming back up in a nice tall posture. Let's draw one arm across the body, relaxing the shoulder, sitting nice and tall, thinking about posture. Now let's take that hand high, touch down to the shoulder, support under the elbow, keeping the elbow close to the head and pointed upward if you can. One more breath. Relax that arm and let's do the opposite arm, drawing across the body, relax the shoulder. You can wiggle your fingers if that makes it more comfortable. Now let's take that hand high, touching down to the shoulder, support under the elbow and bring that elbow close to the head and point it upward if you can. One more breath. And let's relax down. Once more, roll the shoulders twice to the back. Roll them twice to the front. And place them wherever they land on your lap comfortably. Close your eyes. Take a moment to notice your breath. Are you breathing deeply, allowing the belly to rise on the inhale? Breath is very important. Let's take a moment to do one last scan of our body, starting at the crown of our head, down to our toes. Notice the sensations in your body after you've completed this mindful practice. How are you feeling? Taking a moment again to return to your breath and noticing your breath. Bringing your hands together at heart center, keeping your eyes closed, focusing on your breath. Thank you so much for sharing your energy in this practice and being willing to try this practice today. Remember, yoga is a practice and some poses may be difficult at first, but over time, as we continue with this practice, you may find some of the poses begin to become easier. Just beware that you need to be patient with your body and don't force a pose if your body's not ready. Again, thank you for joining me today. The light within me humbly bows to the light within each of you. Namaste. Have a fantastic day, everyone, and I'll see you next time.